Slatty, whoosh, going. Hey man, we got Insider Hotspot, the highly anticipated YNW Melly double hit. Will he beat the case? In my humble opinion, I think he will beat the case. You know what I'm saying? Melly, one of my favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? If bro wasn't locked up right now, bro would have been a super mega star. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be listening to bro damn near every day, every other day. Like, bro is like one of the greats. Like, bro, Michael Jackson and Thug, Michael Thugger. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro hard as hell. You know what I'm saying? Hey, free that boy Melly expeditiously right now. You know what I'm saying? Before we get in there, bit, make sure you subscribe right now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do too much talking, nigga. Kidding to it. Free that nigga Melly expeditiously. He ain't do that shit. Hell is you saying?
He's not a regular person.
Yeah.
Like, all jokes aside, like, Melly's not a regular human being.
Now at 5:37, two men are in jail this morning, including an up-and-coming Florida rapper. Both men are charged.
Damn, this nigga been locked up for goddamn 20. This nigga got locked up my senior year of high school. That was 2019. Like, that was like my senior year. Yeah. 2019, 2020, 2021. Nigga been locked up for 2.5 goddamn years. God damn, nigga. I feel like he gonna beat the case though. For shit. So he coming home soon. Coming home, you know what I'm saying? But now, that shit crazy. Nigga had been locked up for a good ass little minute. Crazy.
All I gotta do is up this brother. Your ass.
Oh, you threatened me with your little gun? I got big guns. At the end of the day, Melly is my child.
You know, I got Sat Chase right here. That's my brother and my twin.
Okay. Juvie?
Brother.
Just a lot of your friends who passed?
Yeah. Nah, them right here.
Oh, okay. What up, gang? Back with the real. You know what's the deal. By now, we've all know what's been happening in the past 2 years with Florida artist YNW Melly. And if by some reason you live under a rock and in the dark about a situation, then you come to the right place. YNW Melly was at one point at the top of hip-hop as a new artist breaking into the scene with his emotional and raw music.
Damn, that nigga had so much goddamn potential. Like, that nigga was the best rapper, singer, melodic nigga at the time. Like, that nigga was hard as hell. My favorite song right now, Two-Face. But at the time, when bro got locked up, every morning, like at the end of my senior year, every morning I would listen to Legendary, like walking to the bus stop, brushing my teeth, getting dressed in the morning, walking to the bus stop. I would listen to Legendary. They say, young nigga, bro, that we living in this shit, I'm kidding, just a Legendary. When I die, bro. They say, young nigga, bro, that we living in this shit is so legendary. When I die, that shit hard as hell, legend. It's a young nigga where they be living in shit on kitty so legendary. When I die, bury me, just bitch, you go step in on my neck like my daddy in. Oh, go on my neck like a Florida boy. Oh, go on my, bro. That shit hard as hell. And like, my favorite song right now is Two-Face. Melly with Two-Face. I am Two-Face, shine. I commit all Melly crime. I will never let him drop her down. Melly. Hey, do the time. Hey, what if they got into a shootout and they just not telling, they just not snitching, like they just hone shit down cold, you know what I'm saying? What if niggas pop that dumb and like they just ain't telling, you know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. I don't know. Free that boy. Yeah, I think I seen Bartlett, that nigga out. That nigga just dropped some shit with Hot Boy. That shit was hot as hell, you know what I'm saying? Free that boy.
With the rapper and the different personalities living in him, allegedly took out 2 of his best friends and staged it as a drive-by. The once prolific career now has the capital punishment hovering over his head. We're gonna break down his troubled past and the voices in his head that led him down his destructive path, the snitch that may have sealed his fate, and the damning evidence of the case. Jamel Demons will be conceived when his mother, Jamie Demons King, was only 14 years old. Being a child herself, she lived with her mother in an apartment before beginning to work at Dunkin' Donuts after they moved to the lower end of Gifford, Florida, known to have widespread poverty.
I was 14 when I got pregnant with him. and I had him in my 9th grade year. He was born, and then we lived in these apartments called Briarwood with my mom for a little while. Then we moved in the low end of Gifford, which is like real poor, but that's what she could afford at the time.
Jamel would find ways to cope with his new environment, bumping on the porch with his radio. One day, he would pop in his only CD, Chris Brown's first album.
Fuck is you looking at, nigga? Don't look at me, nigga. I'm
My
watching this
job
shit
is
too.
to make college
My
easier
first time
because
watching
students
TV too.
have a lot.
Shut the fuck up. Skip ad. Where the fuck is skip ad button at? Yeah, right there. Hey, these you saying? I know I love y'all, man. Y'all know I just be playing. Y'all know I
Album, and
know
while
I love
dancing,
y'all.
he would for the first time meet one of the friends he's now under suspicion of murdering, Christopher Thomas Jr., also known as YNW Juvie. From then, their friendship was inseparable, and he would build a bond with him that were like-minded with bigger dreams.
Ain't nobody make it out of here. They dreams, they stopped them in high school. Me and all my niggas, we had the same dream going on.
This would include the other homie whose life he allegedly took, Anthony Williams, also known as YNW Sack Chaser, an accomplice to the hit of their two friends, Cortland Henry, aka YNW Bortland. Let's sidetrack a sec to pay close attention to a founding member of YNW that oftentimes goes unnoticed. Jalen Green, also known as YNW J Green. YNW J Green was one of the first three to form the Young Nigga World YNW collective alongside Melly and Juvie.
Was you ever in YNW?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. It was all we started that shit. It was me, Melly, and Juvie.
Unfortunately, there would be a falling out between him and Melly that would cause him to distance himself from the group, but later they would squash it, realizing they were tweaking just off being young and wilding.
And when it was just like pride and ego, you feel me? Like nigga don't wanna do this, nigga don't wanna do that, you feel me? It's like everybody wanna be the star, everybody didn't know their position.
Now he goes by just J Green, but still respects the YNW name.
Still YNW or you just J Green?
Oh man, I'm just J Green, man.
Okay.
I YNW for real though.
Their time together started off to come up in their music world, like the YNW track, Youngins. Melly would claim to have this career path revealed to him by God in the 4th grade during a kindergarten rendition where he had the lead role for the classic Lion King cut. Now and then, he would freestyle in school. But his mind was hiding someone in him that he kept from the world. Melly would be diagnosed with bipolar disorder and ADHD.
Well, you're not diagnosed with bipolar or anything like that.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Word.
So you are bipolar. ADHD.
Damn.
And the different sides of him slowly began creeping out. According to a now grown Melly, he has a total of 6 personalities, but he keeps 3 hidden from the world until the right time.
How many personalities do you have?
6.
6?
Yeah.
What are the 6?
I can only reveal 3
Wait, why?
because the other 3 aren't going to be able to be released until next year.
Oh, okay. Okay, so tell me the 3.
You got Marcus. You got YNW Melly, the rapper. You got Melly.
The 3 he's shown thus far are the cool chill one, YNW Melly, the low-key civilian one, Marcus, and the one that'll take your life, Melvin. If we fast track a bit to his hit single, Murder on My Mind, that placed him on the map. Melly told Genius in the interview that Melvin is the one that inspired the song because that's all he thinks about. Melly's life would change at a young age when he was charged with 3 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon and 1 count of discharging a firearm in public.
Basically, like 10th grade, really.
Okay. Were you getting in a lot of trouble and shit?
Yeah, I had went to jail for the school shooting thing I did.
School shooting thing.
Yeah, I was shooting by school.
Another follow-up, a teenager has been arrested in Vero Beach after he fired shots near Vero Beach High School. It happened yesterday.
This pushed Melly to drop out of school, but it was a blessing and a curse. It was when he was behind bars that he penned the song, Mama Cry. And the track that brought him to stardom, Murder on My Mind. It was up from there. Melly's popularity was skyrocketing, and after being released, he dropped the track Melly the Menace in February of 2018, where he raps.
That's what I already found out about Melly. I don't know what the hell I was listening to. I think I was listening to some young boy. And big just auto play Melly the Menace, Melly the Menace. And I was like, hold up. It been too hard. And then after that, they had a little snippet. We gonna pull up with this and say, how about with the jobbers? Walking out there, turning blue Balenciaga. I got a water on my blood on blue Balenciaga. For that body made the bills sing on melody. Yeah, I slayed that motherfucker. But yeah, they had that snippet. Ever since then, I've been fucking with Melly. Hard, heavy. You know what I'm saying? Be too hard.
Bear, I'm a menace. I shoot up school premises. F the environment. Unfortunately, his freedom was short-lived after authorities would arrest the rapper while on juvenile probation for the lyrics to his song, Murder on My Mind.
And I kept beating all my violations because I had a lawyer. I kept beating.
Right.
And then boom. Like that one, it was just like, hell no. But
Was it because of the video?
I ain't had the video.
But the video wasn't even out,
It
right?
was just a song.
I had saw that you got in trouble for it, so you had to rename it Mischief. No?
Yeah, I went to jail for it.
Yeah.
He will be back.
This how y'all hoe be. When y'all shit itchy.
What is true security?
When y'all shit
Business?
itchy, when y'all itchy, y'all be like,
Or a job?
like,
Can a business ever be
shut the
truly
fuck
secure?
up, nigga. Skip
Listen.
ass. Fuck around with y'all ass. Y'all know I'm just playing,
He will be
man.
back out not long after. Melly would be in and out of prison, fighting legal issues, but his music career was exploding. It was evident when he released a collaborative track, Mixed Personalities, alongside Mr. Yeezy himself from his album We All Shine. His sign into 100K management solidified his fame. Melly and his YNW
100K management, South Florida, very own Melly, aka YNW Melly, has come quite away from writing rhymes in his notebook and rapping with his friends at an early age. Since then, the emerging MC has been praised for his mix of abstract rhyme pattern, distinct dense lyrics, and grimy hooks so much that his talents landed him a spot on 100K management, surviving the danger of these Florida streets, better known as a G, aka Gifford, Florida. Young Jamel Demons, aka YNW Melly, found himself incarcerated for the better part of 6 years. In and out, it's all positivity for YNW Melly, not only dedicated to creating a soundtrack to his life. This up-and-coming rapper is also a strong advocate of a positive movement he calls Young Nigga World. Booyah.
crew were taking over, living lavish and everything that comes with it. But in 2018, tragedy struck when Melly reportedly lost his day one homies, YNW Sack Chaser and YNW Juvie, to a drive-by. On October 26, 2018, reports began flooding in about the drive-by that shot up Melly's whip, and two of the YNW collective succumbed to their injuries upon arrival to the hospital. The story given by YNW Portland, who was the one to bring his wounded friends to the hospital, was that the crew, excluding Melly, had just left the studio in Fort Lauderdale, and as they entered the freeway, a car pulled up and opened fire, hitting Sack Chaser and Juvie in the head, torso, and back. Melly would mourn the passing of his brothers online.
They took my brothers from me over jealousy. I know y'all watching over me is YNW for life. And after they want to see me break down and stop or in jail or a box, but my niggas still need me. They parents need me. They family need me. Till we meet again, my slimes.
With heartfelt posts to social media. Some footage, however, of Melly turning up, looking happy at a music video, taken just the following day of his friend's passing, has some questioning his empathy.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey!
But the world still banded together to share comfort for the rapper's loss. Law enforcement was working behind the scene on investigations into another theory, and soon, Melly would have his world turned upside down. The story broke when YNW Portland was arrested in February 2019 for his role in the hit of Sack Chaser and Juvie. Melly would release a message to his fans before turning himself in.
To all my fans and supporters, I did not get locked up in Washington, but I am turning myself into that. I want you guys to know I love you and appreciate every single one of y'all. A couple months ago, I lost my two brothers by violence. Now this is someone's to find justice. Unfortunately, lots of rumors and lies are being said, but no worries. God is with me and my brother YNW Portland. We want y'all to remember it's a YNW family. I love you. YNW Sack Chaser and Juvie. Free us. Free them niggas. Free them innocent niggas, man. I don't know if they're innocent, but I hope they're innocent. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. So, shit, it is what it is. But long live them. Long live Sack Juvie. You know what I'm saying?
To authorities. It was then that the true severity of the accusations was coming to light. Basically, what authorities believe is that Melly and Portland staged the entire drive-by to cover up that the one that murked their friends were none other than Melly himself. Crazy. The charges were damning. Portland, whose real name is Cortland Henry, was charged with 2 counts of premeditated hits and 2 counts of accessory after the fact and held without bond. Melly, real name Jamel Demons, was charged with 2 counts of premeditated hit and also held without bond. Given the level of crime, Louisiana hood.
When you plan and schedule your social media with Later, you can focus on your business, while your social runs itself.
Young hood legend, Boosie, advised the use of the lawyer that got him off capital punishment, Jason Williams.
Nah, not like that. I was just reaching out and just letting them know that, you need to get Jason Williams. I had other people reaching out to him. Everybody just telling them, hey, you go get Jason,
But even with Jason, the case had a lot of roadblocks coming that would stop Melly's freedom in its tracks. Authorities would release findings on their investigations, and the information documents appeared like the nail in the coffin for Melly and Portland. Officers had cell phone videos, Snapchat messages, videos, snitches, the whole nine. Investigations began picking apart plot holes in the original story. Firstly, Portland told authorities it was a drive-by, and that Melly wasn't in the car as he went in a separate vehicle when they left the studio. That's the first contradiction. There was another person in the studio by the name of Dontavius Withers who informed authorities he was present at the studio with Melly, Portland, Juvie, and Sack Chaser, but upon leaving, they went in separate vehicles and was unaware of where Melly went afterwards. That was also a contradiction. Investigators found that to be untrue upon finding out that he was in the company of Melly at Fredo Bang's crib after the shooting. Investigators would then double back to the studio where the manager confirmed the crew was present, and footage from the studio shows all 4 leave in the same vehicle, a gray Jeep, with Portland driving, Melly in the left back seat, Sack Chaser in the front passenger seat, and Juvie in the right back seat. Upon being pressed by authorities, Withers would change his initial story, saying Melly left with Portland and them first, but then got a message on Snapchat to meet up, and that's when Melly got in his whip. Here's where investigators outwitted their tactic. Officers obtained a warrant for the phones of Melly, Portland, Juvie, and Sack, and by mapping out the routes from each, they found that Melly was in the gray Jeep the entire time and never met up with Withers. Instead, his phone location went separate from the Jeep just minutes before Portland went to the hospital. Before that time, the Jeep proceeded to circle one area for a length of time. This connected a lot of dots to the authorities' theory that Portland intentionally stalled carrying Sack and Juvie to the hospital so they could scheme up the story of the drive-by when they themselves were the shooters. But that's a large speculation, even if the stories by Portland and Withers didn't add up. On top of that, investigators concluded that it could not be a drive-by based on the assessment reported from the autopsy. The report shows that the wound path was contradictory to that of one that comes from outside, but more matching a scenario where the bullets were fired from inside, mainly from the seat Melly was located. Investigators would hit a gold mine when they found a shell casing inside the vehicle and a plastic bag by Melly matching casings on the outside of the vehicle. What does this mean? To investigators, it supported their claim that Melly was the one that pulled the trigger, so the entire drive-by was staged as a cover-up. But the cops didn't stop there. They still needed more to have an airtight case. They called in the help of the K9 unit, who they used along with data from the phone locations to locate what they labeled as the real crime scene. There, they found evidence that set Melly even further back. Officers would collect 8 .40 caliber shell casings, the same bullets that were found on the floor at Melly's seat. Not only that, but shattered glass that matched the Jeep, also located at the scene. These findings make the theory something of a reality to the case now, as it means the vehicle was stopped at that location and bullets fired in to stage the hit, then moved on. This matches up with the time patterns and movement found in the phone tracking made possible by the network Melly used. Being on T-Mobile, a network which allows various data to be collected, even as detailed as when someone is mobile or stationary, cops had all the info they needed to piece together their case. Findings would suggest that the trajectory of the bullets into the vehicle were inconsistent with the story of a drive-by. I know it's a lot, but
if bro get hit with a headshot going up, how the nigga in the back seat? How the bullet gonna come from the back seat? The bullet went this way, not this way. You know what I'm saying? The bullet went up, not from the back. You know what I'm saying?
follow me closely here.
Maybe Melly tried to shoot back. Niggas got into a shootout. Niggas pulled up, got the bop, 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 bop. Melly got his shit out. Let the window down. Bop, 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 bop. They got hit. Maybe Melly was trying to defend them. Defend himself, defend the car, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he just shot back. Simple like that, he just shot back at the ops. And he ain't trying to snitch. I guess, I don't know, type shit.
Check out the images. Cops mapped out the entire trajectory of the bullets, and it showed an eye-opening discovery. The bullets weren't matching up to one shot by a moving.
Yeah, the trajectory don't match what the story say. Because if he was in the car, the trajectory would have been straight. But it's bullets coming from outside the car. It's shot from outside the car.
Vehicle in a drive-by, but from someone standing, shooting in. Also, that the wounds inflicted on Sack and Juvie came from close range, and at angles consistent with them being fired from where Melly was located. By now, things look pretty grim for Melly and Portland, but investigators weren't letting their foot off the gas. Turns out, as stated in court documents, Melly's manager, Jameson Francois, also known as 100K Track, was ordered to hand over Melly's phone, and he passed on the actual phone into their hands. Many have come down on him for not denying having
Fuck is you looking at? What the hell time it is? It got them 3 a.m. And it's still up. Grinding that grinding, head as you saying. Grind. What the hell the snacks at? Who got the snacks? You got any snacks? I'm hungry as hell, but I ain't gonna get. I want some snacks. Need some snack.
having the phone or providing another phone instead of the one Melly had. But that's not the route he chose. This phone was like the smoking gun to the case. It allowed for the tracking, and worse yet, for the finding of a video of Melly apparently admitting to the hit.
A month after the shooting, Melly releases a video, according to the state attorney, saying, basically, you never shut up, we got you.
Authorities would also find Snapchat messages between Melly and his girl 14 days after the incident occurred that seemed to speak on his respect and protection of Portland after he held it down and helped carry out the act. The info must have hurt not only Melly and Portland, but his manager as well, given that reports labeled him earlier on as someone that has steady been trying to sideline the investigation. Everything at this point was a mountain that was becoming more and more unclimbable. But wait, there's more. Cops would interview another witness, Jacoby Mills, that was present in the vehicle that left with Wither. This was the break authorities needed. He would provide answers to a range of questions by law enforcement. He would tell authorities he too was told it was a drive-by that took his friends' lives, but that changed when he met up at Fredo Bang's house with Melly present. He said Melly was acting strange and crying, but from his demeanor, it appeared fake to him and insincere. No matter how much he asked Melly who shot them, Melly would remain silent. Kobe then told authorities that him, along with Melly, Portland, and Track, went to a woody location led by Portland and recovered a .40 cal covered in blood, like the same matching the bullets found at the crime scene. He then stated Track took the gun and vouched to take care of it, after which the alleged weapon used in the hit was never to be found again, even after cops searched Track's apartment on a warrant after the interview.
Nigga threw that shit in the lake, hell is you saying? Nigga threw that bitch in the water. He ain't never seen that bitch no more.
The final piece of information that ties the entire investigation together was a recording of Melly's mom that gives probable cause to the double hit. In the clip, she states Melly showed her messages of Sack Chaser threatening her and her loved ones with a gun, then proceeds to send back one of her own, saying her son Melly has bigger guns.
Oh, you threatened me with your little gun? I got big guns. At the end of the day, Melly is my child.
The odds seem fully stacked against Melly. To date, the latest news was the May 23rd release of Portland on $90,000 bond to await trial on house arrest. Unfortunately, in April 2021, Portland violated the terms of his release by turning up at various clubs, which got him right back in the pen with his bond revoked. As it stands, they're both again incarcerated and awaiting trial to see if the case leads in their favor or in the direction of the law. While Portland will be facing life, Melly, on the other hand, is being tried by Broward prosecutors for capital punishment, so the stakes are high. I'll keep my ears glued to the case and update you with any new findings that come to light. RIP YNW Sack Chaser. Rest in peace, YNW Juvie.
Yeah. Anyway, y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Free that boy Melly. Expedition, you know what I'm saying? Hey!